Morons. It seems like they're everywhere you turn. Every single day they invade the headlines. Another half-wit criminal with a half-baked scheme. Another social media simpleton going viral. Another Florida man stretching the bounds of stupidity. Or another pack of SJWs throwing a temper tantrum. And that's not even the worst of it. From the empty talking heads on the cable news channels, to the humorless hacks in Hollywood, to the pea-brain politicians pulling the puppet strings, everywhere you look, there's another idiot telling you how to live your life.
Like, people should be able to, like, eat what they want, do what they want.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's not like he's going out there in his campaign ads like, Joe Biden is a reptile man.
He keeps the streets of Gotham City much safer than Commissioner Gordon, but he doesn't wear a badge because Batman doesn't have to follow any rules.
You know, all the kids started ganging up on him and calling him a little googly-eyed, picture-pants jelly boy.
Oh, I say the N-word all the time now. You know, I just go out on the strip and I scream it.
You say a succubus?
Whoa! Reverend!
A succubus? You don't know what a succubus is. You mean you're talking like Cardi? Like Cardi B? I heard she got that wop.
Well, Jay and Anisa have had enough. Armed with clever satire, madcap humor, and the craziest cast of characters in podcasting, they're lining up and taking aim at the world of stupidity every single week. Because it is time to go to war. The War on Morons.
It is Monday, September 28th, 2020, and you are tuned into episode 48 of The War on Morons. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anisa, and welcome to the only show online where we speak truth to stupidity every single week.
Absolutely, and we'll get right to the headlines in less than a minute, but first we want to remind you to subscribe 100% free to our RSS feed at thewaronmorons.podbean.com. If you do that, you'll never miss an audio episode, and please follow us on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, or Facebook to catch our video stream every Monday night.
Absolutely. And we do have some very exciting news for all of our listeners tonight, because just announced this past Friday, the War on Morons is a finalist in the Hameen Media Group 5-star Star Search. That's right. We're in the running to make it onto one of the absolute best brands in podcasting. Of course, on their main feed, you can find great content like The Conspiracy Horseman, The Locker Room, Crow 777, The Infinite Fringe, the Suck My Ball South Park podcast. I could go on forever. So stay tuned to our social media channels. Look for an announcement on how to vote for your favorite show, The War on Morons.
Definitely, man. That'd be some great company to keep, huh?
Absolutely.
Anyway, if you're watching now and you want to be part of the show, go ahead and call our hotline. It's 813-906-9099 to catch us on air, or leave a voicemail, or even better, jump into the comments right down below and we'll interact with you during the show.
Sounds great. Let's kick it off. Let's get into this week's top morons. What do you got for us, Jay?
All right, I'll start things off. I've got a 2020 War on Morons staple, a perverted politician on a Zoom call. No, it's not Biden. Creepy Joe didn't show up in a virtual classroom somewhere.
Shocking.
If he ever figures out Zoom, that's the first thing he's going to do. You know, he's just, hey,
yeah, I'm not holding my
breath. No, but this story's out of Argentina, where a married member of parliament has resigned from his post after cavorting with his girlfriend during a virtual session of Congress.
Hold on. When you say cavorting, I mean, what exactly are we talking about here? Were they just like cuddling, or?
No. They were cavorting. So he's a 47-year-old guy, this lawmaker. It was absolutely an insane scene. So during the broadcast, which is shown all across the South American country, but also in a big screen in the Parliament building, he popped out his mistress's bare breast and started suckling on it like a newborn baby.
No.
Yes, and as he's doing this, the president of the House interrupted the session to report this serious offense and immediately suspended the motorboating member of Parliament for 180 days.
Wait a minute. So this guy just like popped out a lady's titty on screen while he was like supposed to be working in Congress,
and he just started sucking on it. Well, I mean, he's not a crazy man. He's not a pervert or anything. He had an explanation. So he said he's just physically incapable of keeping his hands and his mouth off his mistress's breasts because they've newly been enhanced. She just got herself some new tatas. So he said he saw her coming.
I thought you were going to say he's like still breastfed or something. I mean, that's not an excuse.
No. I mean, he's working from home. He probably saw her coming out of the shower or something. He says he literally couldn't help himself. I mean, could you imagine if like Bill Clinton had to deal with being on a Zoom call? We would have seen some really interesting shit.
Yikes. I don't think anybody wants to see Bill Clinton's O face. No, thank you. We know what's going on beneath that desk.
Yeah. Well, I think that the big headline here, though, is that a politician got caught being a pervert on video, and the people of Argentina, or the party of Argentina, pushed the guy out. You know, he's resigned. He's out of parliament. They didn't put him on top of a presidential ticket.
What a concept.
Right?
What a concept.
Like, who would ever think that South America is going to beat us at decency, you know?
Yikes. Okay, well, look, if you think that's embarrassing, one of our own legislators in D.C. crapped himself on live television last week. So.
What? Hold on.
Yeah.
Did you say he crapped himself?
Right, so the whole, like, South America beating us on decency thing, yeah, that still stands. Because apparently our politicians can't even go to the bathroom properly. He hasn't issued a statement confirming it or anything yet, but you gotta watch the video. I mean, on the internet are really convinced that this guy, he's New York Democrat Jerry Nadler, he tried to pass off a shark after he awkwardly waddled away from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in the middle of her press conference. It was pretty incriminating.
Oh no,
yeah.
I'm looking at the clip now. It's like a 5-second clip, but so Nancy's talking. She's giving her, you know, she's saying whatever her bullshit is, and this guy's like one of the people that's like standing right next to her. So like he's not just a congressman; he's an important congressman. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm reading into it, but I feel like you can see it on Nancy's face. She can smell it. She's like, it smells like my district in here.
Oh, God.
It smells like human fecal matter.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty unmistakable smell. And it didn't take long for this video to go viral on Twitter and Google, where the terms pooped his pants and Nadler shot his pants started trending worldwide. So this dude is going to have to come up with a pretty awesome explanation, because the world is convinced at this point that he shit his pants on TV. And in order for
I just want to know who he's running against. I
don't know what he could do.
Like, I want to know who he's running against in the in his because I mean, you know, congressmen, they're running every 2 years, so he's got to be up for re-election. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what Caitlin Bennett's doing right now, but she might want to challenge him, see if she can take a seat for the good guys. Like, look, I shit my pants, you shit your pants.
It'd be pretty easy.
I mean, and honestly, if you like stuff like this, and I can only speak for me, but who doesn't? This might actually be a reason to vote for Biden in November, because if we do, we'll probably see the president shit himself at the State of the Union address.
Please don't say that. It would be the perfect reason for all the trolls of the internet to start voting for Biden, and we really don't need that. I, for one, don't want to see it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could think of a lot of reasons not to, but imagine the humor. Like, at this point, let's just have fun with it. Like, why not? I'll go out here, and just from the perspective of being a content creator that does a show every week about idiots, I mean, how good would it be to have, like, the biggest moron in the country as the president?
Look, Stop it. You're getting way out of hand. I think we're going to get plenty of material if he actually shows up to the debate. We'll see if he can even get through it without falling asleep or pissing himself.
We'll see how that goes tomorrow. Anyway, moving right along, let's head out to Seattle, where Chaz and Chop may be a thing of the past, but their influence remains, as the city has hired one of the organizers of this summer's violent protests out there in Seattle. They've awarded him a $150,000 a year job as Seattle's street czar.
I have a couple questions. One, this person's not in jail, and two, what the fuck is a street czar?
Well, I mean, apparently a city that was, not too long ago burning to the ground and having, roving gangs of thugs take over entire city blocks. Apparently, it can afford to create brand new positions in which they hire these thugs and give them a six-figure salary. And
well, of course, they're not paying any of their police officers. So
oh, maybe that, when they say they want to defund the police, they do say they're going to get other people to do those jobs. So maybe that's what the street czar's for. It says here that literally his position is to help consult the city on how they can reform the police department. Now he wasn't just one of the Chaz Chop rioter takeover people, but this guy. Well, you want to talk about criminals? Look at his record. This guy was actually in jail. He was in prison a while back for running a prostitution operation where he pimped underage girls.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so indecent, so insane, so insulting. I mean, what the hell's next? Are they going to hire Bernie Madoff to reform their treasury? I mean, maybe they should put Ghislaine Maxwell on the school board, for fuck's sake. I mean, really.
They could get the Unabomber. They'd put him in charge of forests.
I am so glad I don't live in Seattle. That is an insult to the people who actually pay taxes there.
I mean, I don't think there's going to be that many of them left for long. Honestly, maybe they could just find more pimps to run everything. They can't be any worse than the people that have already been running that town into the dirt. We made a joke about Bernie Madoff, but I bet a pimp actually would keep that budget in the black. You know what I mean? If they don't have the funds allocated in the proper places, he'll go to the city council and he'll just start fucking slapping people in the face.
Yikes. That is a terrifying thought, and I don't think you're too far off. Did you ever find out what the hell a street czar does? What is the job description there? I
mean, he runs the streets, but he does it with the backing of the city and taxpayer money.
Yikes. I guess you gotta keep your pimp hand strong. Anyways, if you think that was a stupid move by a West Coast government, California Governor Newsom had released his latest executive order.
Oh, I bet it's great. What's he saying now? You can't eat hamburgers?
It's a gem. It's a gem. So, his new order bans gas and diesel cars and trucks. Mm-hmm. You can't have a gas-powered car.
No more cruise in California, eh? I mean, honestly, I bet this is just a really desperate attempt to keep the last of their tax base from moving to Texas. Good luck fleeing the state in a Prius. You're not gonna get through the desert, man. We don't have any fucking electricity.
Yikes! I bet. What's next? They're gonna ban fossil fueled planes too.
Yeah. What's next is they're going to put a giant moat around the state, maybe a big ass electric fence, and Snake Plissken's going to move in, and we're just going to have Escape from California. It's going to come into fruition.
Honestly, Seattle should be taking notes.
Yeah, I've been saying it for a while. Let them be their own country. They already are. They already are in mind. Let them be their own country. Let them run everything their way.
The whole West Coast. California, Oregon, Washington. They're a lost cause at this point. They don't want to be American.
Let them do their thing. With no fucking cars, no electricity, no water. and people shitting in the streets. Anyway, stop the presses, because I've got some news here that, frankly, is way more concerning than whether or not Californians have, figured out how to be in the modern world. Did you know that 2/3 of the country has died from COVID?
Huh?
Yeah. Joe Biden, candidate for president, he just said 200 million people have died from coronavirus. And it's, of course, all Trump's fault. So I think there were something like 320 million people in America. 2/3 of us are dead from this terrible virus.
Holy shit. To be fair, I have to say this just to kind of play devil's advocate, because it would be too easy to jump on how absolutely insane and stupid that is. So I will just say Biden probably really does believe this. Have you seen his public appearances? Every time he leaves his basement, it's to speak in front of like half a dozen people, and they're all sitting 20 feet apart in these weird little circles. Like, I've seen little kids dance recitals with better attendance, and he probably just misread the freaking teleprompter that he relies on. But the cataracts in his eyes prevent him from, getting the numbers right.
That is a good point. This guy gets a lot of numbers wrong, but I would be surprised if Joe Biden has seen more than like 20 individual people since he's been in his basement, because every time I see him, there's nobody around. We had some fun with this on the website, on social media, when he got off that plane here in Tampa, and he's like waving to nobody. There's nobody on the tarmac waiting for him.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's because, they can't have him near people. He freaks out at people whenever he's around. He'll pull his phone out again, and he'll pull up a J-Lo track.
He must be on like a very small, steady stream. He must have like a catheter somewhere that's pumping him with like a very small, very steady dose of ketamine at all times, just to keep him docile.
I think he's just got Alzheimer's.
One or the other. Anyway, while old Joe may not have many supporters, the few fans he does have make up for it in passion. At least their passion for hating Donald Trump, which I'm not sure if that's really the same thing as passion for your candidate. But anyway, a hilarious video is making the rounds this week of some lady who's hanging out of her car window, cussing out and flipping off Trump supporters. And then right away, like pretty promptly, she crashes into the car in front of her, right in front of the police. It is poetic justice. Beautiful.
Well, I'm sure it worked out well for her. I'm sure that the cops are, 100% on her side.
Oh, yeah, especially with that defund the police bumper sticker she must have.
So she was hanging out of the window. I'm assuming she's driving the car. And
yeah.
I can't even, picture this. She's hanging out of the fucking window, as she's trying to drive the car so she can flip people off and freak out at them.
Did you ever see a movie where, they featured, a crazy New Yorker who, got angry in traffic and, leaned out the car window while they were driving and was like, "You motherfucker, you!" That's kind of what I'm picturing here, except it's real life and it actually happened. Pretty scary.
Yeah, well, at least she got what was coming to her. Anyway, it looks like the call-in line's lighting up here.
Ooh, all right. I guess I'll take this one. Started off on the right foot here. Area code 561. You are on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Morty. I'm calling from Boca, from Boca Raton in Florida.
Hi, Morty. Thanks for calling in. What made you decide to give us a call today?
What made me decide to call today? What made me decide to call is you're doing the same thing that you people always do, is you're picking on Joe Biden. You're lying about Joe Biden. You're out here sitting for Trump, and you're basically trying to kill me and my entire generation with your greed. Why?
Hold on. Nobody's trying to do any of that. We're reporting strictly on the facts here.
You are not a reporter. You are a liar. I've never seen you on CNN. Have you ever even watched CNN?
Hey, you know what, Morty? Like, yes, I have, but I don't understand why you're being so attacking. I mean, nobody's trying to kill you or your generation.
I'm not the one that's attacking. You're the one that's attacking. You attacked that woman who was trying to stop those fascists that are out there. It's like something from Nazi Germany. Trump people, I've seen it. I've seen it myself. And of course she hit a cop. She's scared for her life. And there's one of their cops, the brown shirts. He probably beat her. He probably killed her. Do you understand how frightening it is to just even leave your house?
Morty, I don't know what kind of world you're living in, but
I live in Boca Raton, Florida. This is supposed to be a nice place. This was a nice place when I moved here to retire, and now you people and your orange bastard American Hitler, look what you've done. Look what you've done.
You know what, Morty? That actually explains a lot. I've spent some time in Boca Raton, unfortunately. And I totally get where you're coming from now. You're crazy. And
I am not. Look, you want to talk about crazy. I'll tell you crazy. I'll tell you, yesterday. This happened to me yesterday. I was going to the Best Buy. So I could watch the Jets game. And I got into a physical altercation with one of these Trump fascists. Can you believe it?
Jeez, Morty, that's horrible. I mean, I gotta ask, who started it?
Well, so I go to the Best Buy, to watch football. Like I do it every Sunday. And I go to what?
You go to Best Buy to watch football? It's not a sports bar.
What are you, sports bar? What do you think I am? One of the Rockefellers? No, the Best Buy, they sell it for free. You go in there, you sit down on the couch, you relax. They've got a million televisions in there. Nobody bothers me any. But yesterday, I'm going in there to watch the game, and there's this bastard there. There's no other word for him. This bastard there, and he's wearing a face mask. And on his face mask, if you can believe it, it says, "Make America Great Again."
Okay.
Make America great again. It might as well have had a swastika emblazoned on his face. And I say to him, you, sir, you're committing an act of hatred toward me, for one. You with that mask, you're a hypocrite for two, because your president, that orange bastard, he has even said it. He said it. The coronavirus. He said it's the new hoax. If it's the new hoax, I said, why are you wearing that mask? And I put my finger in his chest, and I speak very forcefully. Very forcefully. I was a boxer. In my youth, I had spittle flying from my mouth into his face, and I say, if you want to make America great again, you should kill yourself, sir.
Jesus, Morty. I mean, wait, hold on, because this all sounds very inappropriate, and it sounds like you started the fight.
It was terrible, you're right.
I have to ask. You said you had spittle flying from your mouth onto his face? I
was full of passion. Was I wearing a mask? Of course, I wear the mask. Joe Biden says we must wear the mask. It'll save me and it will save you. I care about you, even if you don't care about me. But I had to tell this Trumper what he was doing to me and to this country. So I pulled down my mask and I got right in his face and I hit him with my cane. And would you believe it? Oh.
Don't think I do believe it. So let me get this straight. You were basically loitering in Best By to watch free football because you're too cheap to pay for the NFL package, right? And then
what has cable?
I don't care, Morty. That's not the point. Then you.
I am not going to buy the Comcast cable to watch the goddamn Jets lose again. I will watch it for free at the Best Buy.
Morty, you assaulted that man in many ways.
I defended myself and I defended my country. And if I ever meet you, young lady, I've got a cane to the face for you as well.
Okay, yeah, and I'll just press charges and the judge will side against you, as they will when this man sues you, because you're insane. There was no threat to you whatsoever. You didn't need to pick a fight with this man. You assaulted him, and I'm sure he's going to press charges against you. Were the police called?
Were the police called? You know what I'm going to? What is this program called? The show of the moron? What is it called?
It's called the War On Morons, and we fight against people like you every day.
Well, I'm calling my lawyer, and I'm calling the AntiDefamation League, and I will put you in chains. Good day.
Great.
Was I listening right? Did that guy just say he was going to report us to the the Anti-Defamation League?
I'm not too worried about it. That guy's too cheap to pay for the NFL package or even go to a sports bar. He's not going to pay a lawyer.
Who does that? He just goes to
crazy person.
I mean, I'm glad he got kicked out of the Best Buy. I couldn't even. That would never even have occurred to me. Like, how would that be relaxing? How would that be a fun way to watch football in a damn department store?
Yeah, it really wouldn't. And on top of that, like, I don't even know how he apparently this sounded like a regular thing. How could it be a regular thing if the second he sees somebody with a face mask he doesn't like, he goes up and freaking insults them? Like, how long was he getting away with this?
I mean, he's probably in a bad mood because he's watching that terrible team. Anyway, just in case this guy is going to sue us, I think we need to raise some funds here. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes after a really quick word from this week's sponsor.
What happens when you lock an unsuspecting family of 4 inside the most haunted house in America? This October on the Travel Channel, paranormal investigator Ken Lee and the notorious mentalist Bryan Bedford will find out. The Hudson family is on vacation in Maine. They have no idea, but while they've been gone, my team from the Spectre Inspector Squad has infested their Georgia home with cursed objects, vengeful spirits, shadow creatures, negative entities, even demons. And my team from the Brainboozled with Bryan Bedford program has rigged their actual house with 24 hidden cameras and microphones in every corner. And on October 31st, the Hudsons are coming home. See, what you have to understand is, we don't care about the Hudson family's safety. We don't care about their privacy. We certainly don't care about public decency. But do we care about ratings? Absolutely. So tune in, live, all day on Halloween to witness the mayhem. Because if you can't go home, go to hell. The Brainboozling Haunting. Only on the Travel Channel. Help me. Help.
And I'm not going to comment on what we just heard now, but let's just play Florida or the field. How does that sound?
It sounds great because we need the money. Anyway,
okay,
you guys,
you know the rules by now.
Right?
We'll each pick 3 of the craziest headlines from the past week and challenge each other to guess: did this take place in Florida or anywhere else in the world?
Yeah, you'd think it would be easy, but Florida man and Florida woman have had more than enough shenanigans to take on the other 7 billion people out there. It's been another banner week in Florida stupidity.
Absolutely. And make sure you guess along in the chat down below. Let us know what you think. We'll definitely give a special shout out to anybody who gets them all right or even comes close.
Yeah.
So play along.
Yeah, Les got us last week. Well, he got me last week. So good job, Les. Let's see who's got it today. Let's see who can bring more. So I'll start with our first headline. Teachers say some parents drink, smoke, and appear half naked in online classrooms.
Oh, that's not appropriate.
Well, So parents have been appearing half-dressed. They've been drinking, they've been smoking, they've been doing drugs during their kids' virtual classrooms, and it's prompted teachers at one elementary school to speak up during a school board meeting. So I'm just going to read this quote from one of the teachers because it's amazing. So she says, parents, she's like pleading with them. She's like, parents, please make sure you have on proper clothing when you're walking behind your child's computers because we've seen you in your drawers. We've seen you in your bras. We've seen everything else. She continues, parents, when you're helping your children at their computer, please do not appear with big joints in your hands. You've got joints that are the size of cigars.
Good Lord Almighty, I cannot. You know what I think the most telling part of this story is, to be honest, because we all heard about that story about the one little kid who had a toy gun that he moved and got CPS or the police called on him or something.
Right.
I'm absolutely shocked, and I think the most telling part of this story is that these people are showing up on classrooms with children half naked, doing drugs, whatever, and they haven't had Child Protective Services called on them. In fact, at the school board meeting, the teachers are just like, please be appropriate. Please stop it. That's pretty telling to me,
but
to be honest.
To their credit, I mean, I can understand. I mean, they've been dealing with these kids for a long time now. They're a little stressed out. Maybe they want to roll one. Maybe they want to have a glass of wine. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. But
sure, you can do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home. But I mean, you can't put the joint down on an ashtray for a minute. You can't put on. I don't.
Hey! Don't be so critical. Not a single one, and they're dealing with actual children here. Not a single one of these kids popped out their mom's titty and started sucking on it in front of everybody at the Zoom call. So they're better than members of parliament in Argentina.
Not yet. You know what? I'm gonna start off with my first guest of the night. I'm gonna bank this on Florida. I think Florida is pretty relaxed. I'm thinking the Florida teachers would let a lot of stuff slide. I'm thinking this is definitely Florida.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is Florida. It sounds like some shit that would be happening in Florida, but I think you'll be surprised when you hear where in Florida. This is in Boca, where that guy that called is from. Yeah, Boca Raton, Florida.
I was really expecting Boca Raton, I'll give it to them. Everybody there is miserable, but they've got money and class and they
right?
think of themselves pretty highly. I'm surprised that they're acting this trashy, to be honest.
I mean, I thought it'd be somewhere in the hood. Anyway, yeah. Boca Raton, I see you. You've been hanging out in Hialeah or something.
Wilding out in Boca Raton. All right. Well, look, I've got a good one for you. So get this.
Right.
Following it up, I know I talked about Teslas and their autopilot feature before, but I've got a really good one this week. So a speeding Tesla driver was caught napping behind the wheel on the highway, and it gets even better. So not only was this guy napping, while his Tesla was just speeding along on the highway, he got pulled over for speeding. He wasn't doing the speeding. He was fully reclined, and fully sleeping, along with the passenger of his car, who was also fully reclined and fully asleep. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm in the passenger seat, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm watching what's going on. Are you driving good? Is everything okay? I'm not falling the hell asleep with the driver.
Yeah, I was going to say, this guy, I mean, gotta give it up to him. I don't know how he's that fucking calm. Could you imagine I was picturing that the driver was sleeping and the passenger was freaking out. Because I know that, like, if I was in somebody's self-driving car and they just decided to take a nap, I'd be losing my mind. But he's cool with it. These guys really trust technology, huh?
Apparently they shouldn't, because the police, who, by the way, said they'd never seen anything like this in their lives, when they first attempted to pull the car over, apparently the autopilot function doesn't know about pulling over for the police, so it just sped right on up to 93 miles an hour. Just kept running.
Oh, man. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and guess, because I'm picturing if this was in Florida, there's no way in fucking hell that anybody would like let the driver just take a nap like that. The people down here are not that trusting. I think this is more like something that you'd see in California, where people basically trust robots to run their entire lives.
You know, you're right about it not being in Florida.
Okay.
But you're wrong about California. This was actually in Alberta, Canada.
Alberta? Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Go
Yeah.
figure.
I guess, I mean, Canada. What can you say? Okay, well, it still counts as a check mark in my column, though, because it's not Florida or Alberta. It's Florida or the field. California,
That's right.
Alberta, it's all the same to me. Anyway, I got another story. It actually follows up really well with yours. Woman falls out of car window and onto highway while filming Snapchat video.
What?
Yeah. So the unnamed woman in the story, she was dangling out of the vehicle on a busy highway, according to police. They say it's only by sheer luck that she wasn't seriously injured or killed. She's just zipping around on a highway. We talked about the lady earlier that was flipping off the Trump supporters. That was on like a residential street where she was going like 10 miles an hour. This one was going probably 60, 70 miles an hour. Trying to make a Snapchat video. I'm sure it was a really entertaining snap. Unfortunately, I hear those don't last forever because I really wish I could watch it.
Right.
But yeah, she posted a picture of the open passenger window along with the hashtag. Or no, she didn't post the picture. The police posted a picture of the wreck with the hashtag no words. And in case you're wondering, she was definitely one of the lucky ones because 259 people worldwide have died while taking selfies over the past 9-10 years.
What? That is insane, and yet I'm also surprised that number is as low as it is.
We could do a whole podcast every week just about people that die taking selfies.
We truly could. Yikes, that is terrifying. Honestly, this could be anywhere. Like, I could really see there's stupid people everywhere, man. And everybody wants to stunt for social media. And, I mean, there's no words for how damn stupid this is. I hope she at least learned her lesson since she was lucky enough to walk away from this. But
I doubt it. She probably thinks that, that she's lucky.
yeah, now she's in the news, so it's gone viral.
What's she going to think of next? What the fuck I want?
Is this Gabby Gore that we're talking about here? Like, yikes. I would say just a gut instinct. It could be Florida, but I'm going to say it's not Florida.
Oh, are you sure? Final answer?
Yes?
All right, yeah. It was actually in London, England.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, somewhere. It was on a motorway in London.
I know I said there's stupid people everywhere, but I really didn't picture it being London.
There's a lot of stupid people in London.
I know. It's just so, like, I don't think of them that way. I don't know. Wow, that's surprising to me. All right, well, here's my next one. Man in need of a ride calls 911 with a lie about having found a dead body. So,
hold on.
Yeah. It's a lot to unpack. I know.
That might be the headline of the year. So he needed a ride, and this motherfucker in 2020 thinks, boy, I really need, I'm running late for work, or I gotta go to the fucking dope man, or whatever the hell. I need a ride. I want a ride from the police. Let me call him and say there's a dead body.
Well, so we built up to this point. This was not his first move, okay?
I gotta hear the context.
So you gotta hear it. So it's a 46-year-old man, by the way, old enough he should know better. And this genius apparently has never heard of Uber or Lyft. So when he found himself at a McDonald's in the wee morning hours with no way to get home, how he got there is a story for another day, I suppose. He repeatedly started calling 911 to ask for a ride home from the police.
Is this that guy from last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? The guy that was calling 911 400 times a day?
I don't know. It might be because 911 kept telling him, no, fuck off, stop calling. And apparently, eventually, after a few times, he got the message. So he didn't say, maybe I shouldn't call 911 for a ride. He said, maybe I better change my story. So he called 911 again and said, hey, I found a dead body in the parking lot of Mickey D's. Now, the cops did show up for that one. They did. And
he summoned them.
He did. He managed to get them there. They did not find a dead body, but they did end up giving him a ride to jail.
Well, hey, everything works out in the end. He did get his ride.
Yeah.
This is insane. I mean, I guess the moral to the story is if you ever do need the cops to get to your house quickly or to get to wherever you are quickly, just tell them there's a dead body. They pick things up quite a bit.
There's no such thing as getting charged with calling 911 with false reports. That'll, don't worry about that.
All right, this sounds like a Florida man story to me. It just has that air about it.
Oh, you're on a roll today. Man, we are tied.
Oh, yeah. Did it say what part of Florida by chance?
It does. It's Winter Haven.
Where's that? Like Orlando?
I think it's Orlando.
What the hell does this guy think he's going to do at McDonald's in the middle of the night anyway? Is he one of these geniuses that tries to go up to the drive-thru window on foot?
Probably.
I need that Travis Scott. Come on. Anyway, moving on. Next headline. Man's proposal goes wrong as he burns down apartment.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is like something out of a sitcom. So, 26-year-old man, he spent 2 weeks meticulously planning his perfect proposal. He bought the ring. His girlfriend seems like a lovely woman, 22-year-old girl. He decided to surprise her. He filled their living room with several candles, about 100 tea lights, 60 balloons. It says here he spent over 4 hours preparing for the romantic setting. The first 2 hours were spent, blowing up the balloons and lighting the candles. The next 2 hours were spent drinking.
Uh-oh.
Was
he nervous?
Apparently he was really nervous because he got pretty fucking drunk. And then he managed to spell out the words "marry me" with tea lights. He had a little bit of liquor left over. He had a bottle of Chianti waiting for them. He had a nonstop romance playlist playing on a speaker. And then he went out to go pick up his girlfriend to bring her home for the surprise.
Hold on. Okay, stop right there.
Yeah.
One, he left the 100 burning tea lights to go retrieve the girlfriend.
Drunk.
While drunk. Right. That's...
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. What a winner.
Yeah. So predictably...
Did she say yes?
Well, luckily for him, I don't know, but she said yes. She did say yes, but his little surprise completely burned down their fucking apartment. So now they could be engaged and they could be homeless. So I don't know. All's well that ends well.
I think I would have said no. Yeah, I think the better move would have been to say no.
I think that's why she should have said no. I would have said yes before you burnt down our fucking apartment.
I don't even want to see the kind of shit you're going to pull on our wedding day. What? You're going to show up with, a bomb? I mean, I don't...
Wait till the gender reveal party. These are the kind of people that are setting the goddamn forest on fire with gender reveal parties.
Oh, my God. Okay, this is really tough one to guess, and the stakes are super high, which does not help. Oh God. Okay, we had one Florida story, one not Florida story, so it could go either way. This absolutely sounds like a Florida man, for sure. I don't think it is Florida, but I'm gonna guess Florida anyways. I don't know why I'm doing this, but yeah, I'm gonna guess Florida.
Yeah, it does sound like a Florida man story. But it's not. It's not. It's actually...
Oh, no!
It's actually, and I did our cousins across the pond wrong this week because it's England again. This was in Sheffield, Yorkshire. So we have two of my three this week were stupid Englishmen, not stupid Florida men.
Oh my God, that one hurt. That loss hurt. But hopefully, I can make up for it. We can still tie. You could still get this one wrong, and this is a really good one. So get ready. All right. An Instagram model who poses as Catwoman online was jailed for masked robberies. Now, this cool cat and kitten got arrested for the second time this year, as apparently her career of posting cosplay pictures on Instagram wasn't paying the bills. So the 25-year-old has been committing a string of various robberies, shoplifting, even going so far as to recruit teenagers to commit burglaries on her behalf. She's so incompetent at it that her own lawyer told the judge that his client's offenses had been amateur hour and that they were always going to get caught. Those are direct quotes.
Can you imagine? You're sitting in the courtroom and you hear your lawyer saying, yeah, I mean, my client did it, but he's a fucking idiot. He's terrible at it.
Right? Like, can we get some sympathy points on this, please?
Like what? Honestly, I think the lawyer's even stupider than the criminal in this one.
Apparently, her defense was she told the judge that she had anxiety and depression behind bars. Or, well, this wasn't her defense, but it was like, oh, please don't put me in jail because I have anxiety and depression when I'm, in prison. Duh. And so the judge told her that, hey, I'm sorry, but you can't keep blaming others for your bad decisions. That's just too damn bad.
She should have sued DC Comics. If it weren't for their horrible influence on her impressionable mind, she never would have, gone to a life of crime. Now, does it say that she was dressed up as the Catwoman as she's doing these robberies?
It didn't actually say, but it kind of looks like it. Like, it's hard to tell in the pictures that I saw, but she's definitely, geared up in, a similar kind of outfit. Maybe, a little less revealing. Like, she doesn't seem to have, the full cleavage going on like she does in her Instagram pics. But, yeah, I think it's probable that she's dressed up as Catwoman, to be honest.
All right. I mean, this is another one that seems like it could really be anywhere. I know there's a lot of these cosplayer people down here in Florida, but it doesn't quite sound so crazy. Like, it doesn't have that Florida man vibe. Probably is, though. I'm just gonna say not Florida.
Motherfucker. Okay, fine. You win.
I win.
You win.
I win. It wasn't Florida.
This was Australia.
Oh, Australia. They're even crazier than the English. What is wrong with the rest of the world this week? You guys are crazy.
Australia is the Florida of the world.
Either way, looks like we're getting a call.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Looks like a New York area code.
New York. Why not? I'll take this one. All right, caller, you are on the air. State your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, hi, this is Cynthia calling from Queens. I'm calling with my new job, jobsforanyone.com.
Okay, yeah, I think they sponsored us a while back. We're not really doing, advertising on the show right now, though, in this segment. So do you have something, about one of the stories we just talked about, or...
Yeah, that's why I was calling. Those criminals you just mentioned, I'd say they sound like fantastic candidates. You wouldn't have to have their contact information, would you?
No, I don't have contact information for people from our stupid criminals segment. What exactly do you mean when you say they're fantastic candidates? Like for what?
Their background, their skills. I mean, they would translate perfectly. We got to polish them up a little. We got to, put a shine on it, with the background. But, these people, they got skills, people overlook them, but they're hungry. They want to make some money. So, these burglars you were talking about, they make fantastic import-exporters. We just gotta frame them up the right way.
Hold on. You're calling from, you work for a staffing agency and you hear a stupid criminal story, and you think that that's a good candidate for a job. You want to give them a job, or like to rehabilitate them, or what?
I don't know about rehabilitate. The skills they have now could translate perfectly. They're masters at finding, inventory to get it to where it needs to go so they can make a profit. That's their whole game. So, we could use that in the business world. You can't obviously put on their resume that they were burglars, whatever. But, we rely on the background check. We say we run one and, it came back clean or whatever. And, these people, we're able to set them up with jobs. We're able to, beat the prices of a lot of other recruiters out there because we're going after candidates. And fill the jobs much quicker because we're going after candidates that, these other recruiting agencies, they won't touch. So,
wait, hold on.
It'd be fantastic.
I thought this was like some kind of like you're helping people kind of reintegrate into society. You're just lying and not telling the companies where you're placing them to work, like who these people actually are. Like you're actively seeking criminals.
Well, look at it does rehabilitate them. I got a couple of success stories here. If you don't believe me, I'll play them for you. Here you go.
Hey, my name's Chuck, and 5 years ago I got out of prison. I got in a lot of trouble because I beat this guy outside of a bar with a baseball bat, and I was like, fuck, I'm never going to get a job. But Jobs for Anywhere, they were like, hey, Chuck, you already love baseball. We got the perfect career for you. And now I'm a mascot for a minor league baseball team. And if any of these fucking kids piss me off, they're gonna get it too.
Okay, Cynthia.
Yeah, see, that's fantastic. That's Chuck. He's one of my best clients.
No, it sounds like you took a violent criminal that beats people with blunt objects, and then you think that he's a baseball mascot now.
How perfect is that?
It's not. It's the opposite of perfect. Are you worried that he might hit one of the kids that goes to the baseball game, or assault, a fan?
They don't give him a real bat. They give him, a stuffed bat because he's like a big bird or something. It's fine. Anyway, I'm moving on. Here's my next testimony.
Hold on, you didn't pay for ads, but. All right, whatever.
When I was
It's not an ad, it's a testimonial.
selling dope, they called me the Luvstikk, and I loved it. But when I got locked up for human trafficking, I knew I could never get a normal job again. At least that's what I thought before I hooked up with jobsforanyone.com. See, they told me if I could convince these little teenage bitches to turn tricks and slang their ass in the streets for heroin, I could definitely convince them to tune in to the afternoon drive for 95.5 smooth R&B. Now they call me DJ Luvstikk, but I still pimp hoes on the side.
Okay, did you hear what he just said? He said he still pimps.
Yeah,
He's a pimp. He just admitted he's still sex trafficking while you've got him working in some radio station.
listen, you're a guy. Maybe you don't get it, but let me tell you, with the women, oh my God, that guy is amazing. I mean, he's fantastic.
I mean, he's working at a radio station. I mean, what's he going to do? He's got access to artists that are coming through town. He's probably got concert tickets. God knows what he's going to do with these things. I mean, what's he going to do with the female employees that work at the radio station? I mean, I could just see it now. Hey, baby, you're sick of making $30,000 a year and working all these live remotes? Hey, I could make you that much money just working nights at the Marriott. Come on.
Look, I mean, he's got an entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, that's something that employers look for. So, I mean, I gotta say, you're kind of taking a dump all over what I do here. I'm just providing valuable service.
I'm pretty sure what
I mean, people need to.
I'm pretty sure what you do is a crime.
And these people need jobs, and I'm making it happen out here. There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. It's honorable, respectable work.
If that's what you say, I just know that I'm never going to use you for any staffing needs that I may have. And I suggest everybody listening.
Well, whatever.
All right, I guess she's gone. So now we've got to run ads for people that aren't even paying us?
No, we don't have to. What the hell was that? You just let that happen? That was insane. I mean,
to be honest, it was kind of funny.
Good content, but yeah.
I can't believe that company exists. I mean,
I can't either. Are you sure that they're real? Like, are they pranking us? Did you get like a document of any kind from them?
No, they paid us $100. We ran one of their commercials like a month ago. I think that maybe it's an elaborate prank. I don't know. Either way, let's get to the last block here.
All right. Well, for our final block of stories, we're coming out of the gate strong with Defund the Police activist Alyssa Milano, who thought she was in danger on Sunday and called the police. How convenient, right? I mean, she claimed an armed gunman was on her property, which sparked a massive emergency response. Now, it only turned out to be a teenager shooting at squirrels with an air gun, which, kind of random, but seeing as how the police are all evil and dangerous and need to be defunded, it's kind of weird to see how a bunch of officers raced out to her house with the intention of putting their lives in jeopardy to protect her, isn't it?
Oh, no, I don't think she sees it that way. I mean, first she's got to worry about this psychopath with a big, scary assault rifle that's hunting squirrels on her property. But then all of a sudden she's got
the air gun.
Oh, no, that was an assault. That was an assault rifle, an assault gun. But then you've got all these scary police. I mean, for all she knows, they're trying to kill her. I mean, don't assume their intention. They're not there to protect and serve.
I mean, if they're not there to protect her, then why the hell did she call them?
It was a moment of panic.
Why didn't she call a social worker? Oh, right, because you can't do that.
I highly doubt she's learned her lesson. Anyway, speaking of the police, an Ohio mother got a taste of police brutality last week when she was manhandled, tased, and dragged away in handcuffs in front of her family. This happened on Thursday afternoon. Her crime?
That's horrible.
Oh, it was awful. But her crime, apparently, was that she refused to wear a COVID face mask while sitting in the bleachers at her son's junior high school football game.
Oh, come on. You have got to be kidding me. I mean, what a monster. Who does she think she is? I mean, Dr. Fauci on opening day?
Right? I mean, apparently she tried, calmly to explain this to the cop. The reason she wasn't wearing the mask is that she has asthma. She has trouble breathing in the medically useless masks, but he was not hearing it.
Apparently, we're so concerned about your health that we're gonna shock you with a freaking taser. What was this cop from the Gang of Good Guys?
Right. It seems like a bit. It was insane. Like, the whole thing was caught on video. You probably haven't seen it since some of the the same left-wing news outlets and social media platforms that have been bashing the police all summer. They've bent backwards to justify and to cover up for this one. Like,
I mean, I saw it. I saw it myself. You know, Facebook already put the fact checker label on it. It said, oh, she wasn't arrested for not wearing a mask. She was arrested for trespassing because they told her she had to leave if she wasn't wearing a mask. So really, I mean, it just came down to the fact that she wasn't wearing a mask.
Right. You know, I hate to say it, but if she was a black rapist and she was swinging a knife at a cop, CNN would have that footage on perpetual loop. But because she's like a football mom, you know, just trying to watch her kid play some ball, you know, we got to bury this story. In this case, police brutality is good. When it's justified, then it's bad. I don't know.
You know, if it was like private property, if it was like a private business, and they were like, "Oh, we require you to wear a mask in our establishment," and so like if you don't want to, that's fine, but then you have to leave. I would support that. Like, I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's necessary, but I do understand it, and I respect private businesses and institutions, you know, ability to, you know, institute their own policies. But I mean, she was at like a public high school football game. I mean, what the hell was she trespassing on? Public property that she paid for with her taxes?
Right? Well, now she's paid for it with her blood.
Nice.
I hope she sues that.
All right. I hope so too. Here in Florida, one fifth grader found out the hard way that you can get in trouble even if you are wearing the mask when his teacher forced him to take off his mask because it has Hooters printed on the fabric.
What, like the chicken wing restaurant? Hooters?
No, like tits. Yeah, like the restaurant. Jesus. The sports bar chain. Apparently, the teacher thought it was inappropriate because the mask expressed a woman's body, because Hooters waitresses are known for their skimpy uniforms. Not that a kid would necessarily know that. I mean, he probably just, I don't know, likes the wings, or maybe that was the mask that his mom had cleaned for him in the laundry that day. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fifth grader. He's like, what, like 10 years old?
Right.
I mean, do fifth graders even like know what Hooters are?
I mean, some of them might, but you know, all the hormones in the milk these days, kids are growing up faster than ever.
Yeah,
but still,
true.
I mean, you know, it's a kid. You know, he's in school.
Yeah.
He has to wear a mask. I mean, what other choice does he have?
Well, I mean, I'd like to think this is just some like malicious compliance, and I hope this kid like knows what he's doing, or maybe his parents know what they're doing, and they're like, all right, they're gonna make you wear this fucking mask. They'll probably tase you if you don't wear one. Let's see what we can get away with that's gonna push them the wrong way. Because I mean, you know that teachers these days, like, you know, you can't objectify women. You can't see women as you know, being different in any way than men. And I mean, think about it. Think of all the millions of chickens that have been slaughtered by that restaurant, you know, so they can serve up their shitty ass wings. I mean, the whole thing. I get it now. He's basically the Hitler Youth.
Oh Christ! I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's definitely a ridiculous story. I mean, I think the teacher is definitely the moron in this case.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the kid gets the last laugh. He can break out a I don't know.
He'll come to school with like a Playboy rabbit
or a Playboy mask. Yeah. Next.
He's like, what? I'm
Maybe
wearing
get
a
a
mask.
whole
What did I do?
Right.
Anyway, for our last story of the evening, let's why not? Let's keep it in the school system. So we've got this story out of Massachusetts where parents are coming under fire for sending their child to in-person high school classes earlier this month, despite the kid having tested positive for coronavirus just a couple days before.
Oh, that is low.
Yeah, so as a result, all the other students are now locked under a 14-day quarantine. So, good job.
Look, I get it. I mean, you know, the parents have probably been locked up with this, teenager, which we all know teenagers are unpleasant, for, you know, half a year. They probably really needed a break, but I mean, come on. He tested positive for coronavirus. You can't send him to school. What the hell?
Nah, maybe they see it as kind of like a measles party or a chickenpox party, you know, like he's just doing everybody a favor. You just get it all out of the way. Get the whole school coronavirus. They're young, they're strong, they'll survive, and then, you know, we'll get on.
This kid, I bet this kid is responsible going back all the way to kindergarten for every freaking outbreak at the school. I mean, when everybody caught chicken pox, when everybody got lice, when everybody got the flu.
It was this motherfucker.
When it's this motherfucker. His parents are just sending him to school no matter what he's got.
I mean, I kind of see it like from the opposite perspective. I don't think that he's like the little dirty kid that nobody likes. I think that this kid's probably the most popular kid in school. Because when you think about it,
really?
Look what he just did. He single-handedly extended summer break all the way into October. Like, I bet they make this kid the prom king.
Yikes!
Of course, the hotline's ringing again. I mean, do we have time for it?
Not really, but look, I'll pick it up anyways.
Why not?
What the hell? Area code 865, you are on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Me llamo Jesus, in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hi, Jesus. Thanks for calling in. What made you... I'm sorry?
You speak Spanish?
No, I'm sorry. We don't.
It's better if you speak Spanish. You speak Spanish, okay?
I mean, if I could, I would, but unfortunately, I don't, and I don't know how many of our listeners do. This is a radio show that we host in English at the moment. Unfortunately, we don't have.
English? Okay. I can speak English too. It's just not so good as like I speak the Spanish, but it's okay.
Okay, no, I
my
understand.
name. Okay, it's good. Okay, my name is Jesus. I live in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great.
I want to talk. I call because I work in a school in the school in Franklin High School, and I'm tired. I'm tired. Too much work. The principal, the principal,
yeah,
Mr. Anderson. He made me do so much work this year. Too much work. School just come back this year, and he every day. He said, Jesus, I need you sanitize the gymnasium. Jesus, I need you sanitize laboratory. Jesus, sanitize the bathroom. Every day, sanitize. And I don't like it. You know?
Well, I'm sure it is a lot of extra work. I know a lot of school, teachers and employees and custodians and all of the employees of the schools are working, in a very challenging time right now. So yeah, I'm sure it is really tough.
It's terrible. More work, no more money. You know?
Yeah.
And he says, Mr. Anderson, he says, you use bleach, you use the bleach, you mop the floor, you use the cleaners, the cleaners everywhere. And I say, I just cleaned this room yesterday. Why I clean again today? It's stupid. It's stupid. You know?
Well,
it's already clean.
I understand that it's a lot of extra work, but with the coronavirus right now, I got to commend the principal for taking these extra precautions,
I say, he said the same thing. He said, coronavirus. I say, that sounds like a hangover. I say, Mr. Anderson, if you don't want the kids to catch a coronavirus, make sure they don't drink so much cerveza away.
That's pretty funny.
Tell him, yes, no more get drunk after school. You get a hangover. You get a coronavirus.
That's a funny joke. I'm sure he found that funny. It's good to make light of the situation.
Yes, no. He says, stomach joke make clean, and it's past 8 o'clock. It's past 8 o'clock. I'm in the school right now. I mean right now in the auditorium, and he said I have to sanitize auditorium for assembly tomorrow, and it's so much work, and I don't like the work. I mean I don't like it's too much.
Well, I mean, I understand where you're saying.
I mean, why do I gotta push around the mop? I said, what I gotta push around the mop? Is it because I'm Mexican?
Well, no, I don't think it's because you're Mexican, Jesus. I think it's because you're the school custodian.
That's what Mr. Allison says. He says it's because I'm the janitor, and I say, okay, right. but I tell you a secret. So my son, he teach me on my telephone. It's an iPhone. He give me the sound effects on my iPhone. I have a sound effect that sound like a vacuum cleaner. I have sound effect of sound like a mop and water. Sound effect sound like I scrub. I can play on my phone like it's a radio. So what I have doing is I have a sign. It says cleaning in progress. Cleaning in progress. I put that sign. I put it on the bathroom door. Mm-hmm. I lock the door, and I play the sounds of the vacuum cleaner and the other sounds, and then I take a nap.
Hey, Susie, you do not. Tell me you're not, like, faking sanitizing the school.
It's already clean.
No, Jesus,
I cleaned last week. I cleaned last week. I got a bucket. I got the water.
No, Jesus, it doesn't matter that you cleaned last week. These kids, it's your job to protect the teachers, the kids, everybody from catching this coronavirus. I mean, it's
no
people.
Big deal. It's no big deal.
It's a pandemic.
No. And so I just don't feel like cleaning auditorium. So I'm just going to say I did, but I didn't.
No. Jesus, that's not right. You have to do you realize how much trust these people are putting in you for their safety, for their health? Like, you have to sanitize every day.
You don't know. There's 300 students for assembly tomorrow. That doesn't just make it dirty again.
Well, then you need to talk to your boss, and you need to say to the principal, I need more help. I need more people to help me do this if it's too much. You can't just not do it and say that you did.
I think I will. It looks, it's pretty tidy.
No, it's not about tidy. It's about getting rid of the bacteria and the germs so that nobody catches the virus.
I don't see any bacteria. I don't see any bacteria.
See it, though. Do you know how bacteria works? It's too small. You can't see it.
You're being a racist again. You think I can't see because I'm Mexican?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying nobody can see bacteria.
I can see dirty. And it's not dirty. It's good.
Okay, but
it's clean.
Jesus, this is not right. Like, your boss needs to know what's happening. This is not acceptable.
Mr. Henderson, if you want clean, he clean himself. I see him mañana.
He's paying you to do the cleaning. That's your job.
No, I think it's you say Corona. I think it's Corona time.
No. It's not,
Corona
it's not
time
Corona
right
time.
now. Yeah, listen.
Jesus?
I have a 12-pack.
That's unacceptable.
I'm gonna drink my Corona. I'm gonna relax. I'll listen to my sounds.
You're gonna go into that freaking assembly tomorrow, and God forbid one of them touches this. I mean, they could spread it to their families, their parents could die.
Strong.
I mean, you could have
Everybody
multiple
dies.
deaths on your hands.
It's okay. No worries.
It's not okay. I have a lot of
Have
worries.
yourself. You need to relax. Why don't you have a tequila? I think I will have a tequila too.
No. Okay, you know what, Jesus? I'm going to call Principal Anderson and report you because
It's okay.
this is ridiculous.
No. Okay, goodbye. You won't. Goodbye. I clean. I promise. I clean already. I promise. I clean. I go to clean. I clean. Cocaine. Oh, sorry. Oh, that feels good.
Okay, you know what? Goodbye, Jesus. This is ridiculous.
It's Corona time.
No, it's not.
I mean, is that guy just like having a party? He's sitting there in the. It sounded like he was snorting coke. He was getting drunk. Like.
And that was the worst thing I've heard all day. And we heard a woman who legitimately hires and places felons. I mean, that was outrageous. I'm definitely tracking down the principal. Why the hell did he tell us the name of the school and the principal he works
Well, he's
for?
probably drunk. I mean, he's saying it was Corona time.
Right.
You know, I just feel like everybody out there that has our phone number, every single person that calls in is some kind of sociopath. Like, have we spoken to a normal person ever?
No, I mean, if you're out there watching, tell us in the comments, why didn't you call in? Like, you're probably normal, right? I mean, what the hell? Why do we always get the crazy?
We want to hear from you. So this show's over. We're already way past an hour, but call in 813-906-9099. We just want to see if it works. We want to see if like the only people that are able to call in are in a fucking mental institution somewhere.
Yeah, maybe this is the Google and the giant tech companies just fucking with us and making sure that they screen out all the normal people. So leave us a message if you're normal and you listen. We'd love to hear from you, just to know for a fact that Google isn't trying to like fuck with us, basically.
Because they would. Anyway, thanks for joining us. It's been fun. We'll see you next week for episode 49. And have a good week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
You better get down on your knees and pay 1,000 more fools are being born. Every